Hey, how's it going guys? My name is Ray. And just like last week, today I'm going to show you another recipe that would go really well with the chimichurri recipe that I shared with you 2 weeks ago. So today we're making some pan-fried salmon with lioness potatoes. Let's cook!
Start by wrapping some baby potatoes in a piece of aluminum foil. Make sure you cover all sides tightly like this. Then pop it into a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 45 minutes. When it's done, just take it out of the oven and let it cool down on a bench until it's cool to touch. In the meantime, we can thinly slice some onions to make caramelized onions. Heat up a pan over medium heat with a layer of olive oil. Then add in the onions and we're gonna saute it until golden brown. Season it with a pinch of salt and black pepper. Add in a knob of butter. And just saute it for about 10 minutes, stirring occasionally. You just want the onions to be caramelized throughout but not burnt at all. In the meantime, we can slice up the potatoes, cut it into coins like that and set aside the tops and bottoms. I'm gonna show you what I usually do with the tops and bottoms in the next video. When your onions looks like that means it's almost ready. Now you can taste for seasoning, and here I'm just adding a pinch of salt and a pinch of sugar just to balance the salt. Next, just place the onions into a bowl and set aside until needed. Clean up the pan and heat it back up over medium heat with a layer of olive oil. And start putting in your potatoes in one layer like this. We're gonna fry the potatoes for 2 to 3 minutes on both sides. And we're gonna flavor it with some bashed up garlic, a knob of butter, and a few sprigs of thyme. Just drag the butter around the pan so everything's evenly covered. After the first side is golden brown, just turn everything over. And just let it fry for another 2 to 3 minutes on this side. And when your potatoes already looks like that, just add in a pinch of salt and black pepper, followed by half of the caramelized onion that we made earlier. We're gonna reserve the other half to top the potatoes later. And when you're done mixing, just turn off the heat and set it aside until needed. Now we're gonna start preparing our salmon. For the salmon, I'm gonna use the same flavor profile, which are butter, garlic, thyme, and I'm gonna add in a squeeze of lemon juice right at the end. And here I have a piece of salmon that has been descaled and deboned, so I just washed it and pat it dry before I start cutting it. Just cut it like that, half centimeter deep into the skin. This will help the salmon to absorb more flavors and prevent the skin from curling up. Next, just season both sides with some salt and black pepper, and make sure you season the cuts as well. Heat up a pan over medium heat with a layer of oil. Then lay down your salmon slowly into the pan with the skin side down. Try to press down the salmon for the first 1 minute in the pan to make sure the skin is cooked evenly and stay flat. You can always use spatula if you don't want any oil splash on your hand. You can check the doneness of your salmon by checking the sides like that. The part that's already cooked will turn slightly whiter. We wanna wait until at least it gets halfway through before flipping it. Once you flip it, add in the butter, garlic, and thyme. And just grab a spoon and tilt the pan to one side while basting the salmon with the flavored butter. After basting it for 1 minute, you can turn off the heat, add in the lemon juice, and let it sit in the pan for another 1 minute. This will allow the salmon to finish cooking on the flesh side gently. That way you will be guaranteed to get moist salmon every single time. And after the last 1 minute in the pan, just take it out of the pan and into a plate. And we're just gonna let the salmon rest in that plate until we finish plating the serving plate. For plating, I like to put all the potatoes on one side like that. Top it with a layer of caramelized onion. Smear some of the chimichurri sauce on the other half of the plate. Then lay the salmon on top of the chimichurri. And this is optional, but I like to top it with another small dollop of chimichurri. And it's ready to serve. And there you have it guys, my pan-fried salmon with lyonnaise potatoes and chimichurri sauce.
I hope you liked that simple recipe, and if you did, please subscribe and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And here are links to my previous videos, so check it out guys. Links and measurements gonna be in the description box below. Stay tuned for next week's video where I'll show you another potato side dish recipe that would go really well with roast meat and pan-fried seafood. See you next week guys, bye!